Welcome once again to another edition of the Coach's Corner program, a brand new year as well. And Jamie Pearson, boys basketball coach, joins me. And Jamie, fresh off a trip to Florida.
Yeah, it went quick. It seems like it was just yesterday you and I were sitting up here kind of previewing the break, and now we're on the other side of it. And, as a coach, I feel pretty fortunate that we've played pretty well. And we just got back from a 3-game tournament in Florida where we went 2-1 and did pretty well against a pretty good competition. So ready to get back after it with our league schedule starting later this week.
And it's a tough week because you got Pleasant and Ontario virtually back-to-back.
Yeah, it's a little better than a Friday, Saturday because you do have a day of practice to prepare, but and this is pretty standard in the MOAC where you go Thursday, Saturday. So we got one of those coming up, and then a couple more league games coming up in the near future. This second half of the season, it starts to go pretty quick.
Okay. We'll come back. We'll take a look at a lot of highlights from some of the games over at Christmas break. We'll do that right after these words.
Bucci's Italian Scratch Kitchen is a unique dining experience with made-from-scratch ingredients and meticulous preparation of each and every plate. At Bucci's, you will not find a canned sauce in our kitchen. Every sauce from marinara and alfredo to our scampi and marsala is prepared from scratch every single day for every single meal.
Don't forget the dessert prepared from scratch in our kitchen. Choose from fresh-made cheesecake, tiramisu, brownies, or creme brulee for a sweet treat to finish your meal.
Bucci's is also expanding with the addition of our Dock Lounge, featuring the best in local live entertainment, as well as a variety of signature cocktails and limited menu items.
The upstairs Urban 501 area is available to host your most special occasions and private events.
Also coming soon to Bucci's is our fabulous outdoor courtyard area where you and your friends can enjoy outdoor games and entertainment. Located at 320 West Center Street in Marion, Ohio, Bucci's Italian Scratch Kitchen, Urban 501, the Dock, and the Courtyard are your one-stop entertainment hub for any event, large or small.
Once again, back on the Coach's Corner program, and Coach, we talked a little bit on our last episode before Christmas break about the trip to Florida. Explain to our viewers kind of how that all came about.
Yeah, there's a lot of tournaments across the country for different levels of high school, both boys and girls basketball. There's people put on holiday tournaments in Central Ohio. You can find them in bordering states, Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee has some. Some of them are invite only. Some of them you can, a lot of different people can go. And so, being my third year here, we have a good group of seniors that put a lot of time in, not only with fundraising, but just kind of dedicated to basketball. So I thought it would be a little bit of a reward for those kids and a chance for us to continue to come together as a team and kind of do something a little bit different. I know when I was growing up, I couldn't only dream of going to Florida as a Marion, Ohio resident. So we just thought we'd give it a shot, and things just kept happening. And then, next thing we know, we had 3 games scheduled, and the AD gave me the go-ahead, and the school district gave me the go-ahead. I filled out all the paperwork, and it was a situation where the families had to pay some, but 2 or 3 years of fundraising kind of kicked in, and we were able to make it happen. And so the returns are good. Our record was solid, and most importantly, I think the kids had a good time.
All right, you had a little time to rest and relax?
Yeah, it was pretty unique. We, for the most part, we play games in the morning, and then we had a 3-day pass to Universal Studios. So the kids went to an amusement park after they played. So and then all the teams are doing it, so it's not like you're tiring yourself out or stuff. But stayed in a nice hotel, meals were included, and I think it was a little bit of a vacation in a very long basketball season. Even though we played basketball, I just think it was something a little different. Yeah. Hopefully it'll give us a pep for the second half of the season.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights. I know we have a lot of highlights to look at.
Shelby, second game of the season. We played well in the first half. I think we were up 8. We held them to under 15 points. And our defense has really been strong there. You see Trey Cady with the block, Marquise Long with the block. Guys flying around on the floor, which is something as a coach you love. I think Alex Stokes ends up with the rebound there. Shelby has Alex Brustcutter there, who's Division I player going to Wright State, who's a candidate to be Player of the Year, and he's tough. But we got some players that can play too. There we have a look at Tremel Thompson-Reese, a sophomore with a bright future for us, hitting a three. We have Tremel playing some pretty tenacious defense. He comes up with the steal, makes a good decision to slow it down. Marquise has just been phenomenal for us this year with steals. He's leading us in scoring, probably leading us in rebounding or close to it. And he's one of our best three-point shooters as well. He really is a 3D type player where he can do it inside, can do it mid-range, can do it at the glass as well. Alley-oop dunk there from Trey Cady. That night, though, Shelby had a big fourth quarter and we didn't have answers, and it was our first loss of the season.
That was because I was at that game, and you talk about a team that made adjustments. They made adjustments at halftime, and they came out, and you could just tell that first couple of minutes of that third quarter that the tide was really shifting.
Yeah, I mean, they're champions. They've won the league for, 3, 4, 5 years in a row, and it's one of those things. If you want to be league champs, you got to take it from them. They're not going to give it to you. So, third game of the season, I believe, we're at Highland. Beautiful gym, one of my favorite gyms in the league. And they played us tough. They got a new coach, and they're a young team. And so early on we see Braylon Dyer hitting a three there. Braylon had a big game last year there. I think he had 6 threes. And so, we got another three there from senior Trey Cady. And then again, Marquise playing a passing lane, getting out on the fast break, what he's been doing for 3 years now. I think he hammers that one home. And it was some runs where we're up 12 at this point. We like to use our pressure, and it doesn't work always in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, but, we believe it's going to wear on you at some point. And there you see, Marquise making some plays to bring the lead to a 14-point lead in the game at that point. Braylon Dyer with the extra pass, you love that. Trey Cady on the assist for his second three of the game. And then, more Trey. Trey is a 6'7" kid with a big, long wingspan, and he can definitely block some shots in the paint as he did right there. Boston Pearson, one of our better help side defensive players with the block there. Boston's been a really solid player for a sophomore. We were able to get it done that night at Highland, winning by 20.
And the River Valley game was at that game as well. And, again, it's just a typical Harding River Valley game, went literally down to the last seconds.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if you're a Marion County basketball fan, you sure get your money's worth with us and Pleasant coming up, and us and River Valley, and of course River Valley and Pleasant I heard was an epic showdown. And then you get Shelby coming in town, and our league is just really, really outstanding this year. But River Valley had our number twice last year. They have Player of the Year and Carson Smith. And a couple other seniors that can really do some things. But, we jumped on them early. Trey Cady hit some threes to get us going. We knew they'd answer, and they did answer. And fortunately for us, unlike we did at Shelby, we were able to answer River Valley's run on us. And, again, a big reason why that is was Marquise Long, just making so many different plays for us. Another senior, Braylon Dyer, when he gets it going, he can really shoot it up. And it was just truly a team effort. Here we see Logan Thrapp with the steal. Logan's been a welcome addition for us. I think he's one of the top point guards in Central Ohio, definitely one of the top point guards in the league. And the more he gets comfortable, he's kind of the machine that gets us going. And so, you see him have another steal there. And boy, when he has the ball and his head's up, he can be very, very dangerous. And I think he had 11 assists maybe in that game against River Valley, which is a really good number for a high school kid. But fortunately, this time around, we were able to get River Valley by 6, a very good River Valley team.
And next up, quick turnaround against Hilliard.
I believe this is this is not us. This is Hilliard playing Marysville. And
Okay.
Marysville is a team that we defeated over the break as well. This is Marysville playing Hilliard.
Because I was thinking you didn't have a game against Hilliard.
Yeah, but Marysville, a phenomenal roster. They have a Division II big kid going to Ashland at 6'8", 230. They have one of the top shooters in Central Ohio, and C.J. Collins, and they have another kid going to Marietta. So we were able to play well when we played Marysville, and I think we escaped by 7 or 8 points there, and that's the first time we had beaten Marysville in my time. I know we've talked about it before, Jeff. Anytime you can knock off one of those Division I Central District OCC schools. It really helps a school like us. Same with River Valley and even Pleasant when you go down to Columbus, because we're both in the Central District, but we're outliers. So, when you can go down there and get quality wins against good programs, it just helps you when it comes to the draw in the postseason. But, again, another situation against Marysville where we were able to answer their runs. But this was a heck of a game, this Davidson-Marysville game that we're watching highlights from. I think Davidson hit a buzzer beater to win it, and I don't know if they'll show that. But, a couple of heavyweights going at it where the scores first 1 to 40 usually wins. A lot of defense being played, extremely physical. You see that. I think this is a shot by the Marysville kid that ties it. It was a good game, and our Marysville game was even a better game because we were able to come out on top as far as some of that goes. So it was a good break for us overall. I'll definitely say that. So Marysville has one of their assistant coaches is Jamie Collins, a former Ridgedale coach.
Sure.
And his dad was a legend coaching in Bellefontaine and some of the other places as well. So it's good to see Jamie. I know a lot of Marion people like to see him as well. But here we go. Here's the Marysville game that we had over break, December 19th. Again, it seems like every time you're looking up, it's Marquise doing something, like he hit a 3 there. Marquise is a kid that, he's been a 3-year starter for us. And it's funny looking him from a sophomore to what he's doing now. He, of course, was an All-Ohio player last year, honorable mention. Fellow senior Braylon Dyer. When those two are getting it going, it's really hard to beat us. And, Braylon getting up for the dunk there. I'd like to see both those guys going to play college athletics, and I think they will in some level. But here's Logan Thrapp. We've been telling you about when he steals it and gets it out in the break. Really good things can happen. He's one of our leading three-point shooters right now. And like I said, he's leading the league in assists. He's hooked Braylon Dyer up for a bunch of those threes. But Braylon had a really big game against Marysville. And then Trey Cady, another senior, had a big three-pointer there as well. So really, we've had a strong season, and you give a lot of credit to our seniors because they've put a lot of work in. They've played a lot of basketball. When they get it going, we're tough to beat. Here's Boston Pearson on the fast break, getting the pass from Logan. Boston for a sophomore, first time starting. He really does some important things for us behind the scenes, and I think he has a really bright future. I think that was Marquise's second 3 of the game. That's an area that Marquise has really improved on, shooting three-pointers. But there's our press getting to them a little bit. Keese with the steal, Logan Thrapp with the assist. And as you can see, we went on to beat a pretty good Central District team in Marysville by 9.
And then just a couple days later, Clear Fork.
Yeah, Clear Fork's tough. We went over there and they played us tough last year. It was a really weird game. It's a small gym. I enjoy going over there when we win. They battled us tooth and nail for the first couple quarters. They have a big kid, number 14 there. Holtz is his last name. He is a junior. He's one of the top 3 scorers in the league, and he kind of came out of nowhere. Just a big, strong 6'4" kid that has given some people some problems. Clear Fork has knocked off Pleasant, and they've played some other teams in the league tough. But, it was a back-and-forth game. As you can see, it's almost tied here at halftime. You saw Logan Thrapp with the 3. There's another senior, Alex Stokes, coming up with a block there. Alex giving us some great minutes, whether he's starting or coming off the bench. There's a steal by Marquise, a throw ahead to Trey, and then, everybody's favorite play to be able to smash it and dunk it in, gets the crowd ready to go. But as you can see, we're in the third quarter, and we're only up 3 points. And then the gate kind of opened. Then it went to 8. Boston Pearson with the steal there. And we had one of the strongest fourth quarters I can remember having. I think we scored like 32 points in the fourth quarter. And so, as you can see here now, I think we're up by, my math's not great, 26, 27 points with 3 minutes to go. Clear Fork, their coach has done a great job kind of turning them around from a really rough season. But our press kind of finally got to them in the fourth quarter, and we were able to get some takeaways. And then for us, it was just it was fun because we got to run up and down and play. We ended up beating them by 30 after being nearly tied in the third quarter. So I was proud of our kids.
All right, and now we're down in Florida.
Yeah, a little bit different angle because we didn't have the bleachers to look at, so it might take some time to adjust. But there goes that man, as Mark Jackson would say on the NBA on ABC. It's Marquise left, it's Marquise right, getting steals, hitting threes. An underrated part of Marquise's game is his assists. I think in one of our games in Florida, he had 9 assists. He just is a winner, and he does whatever we need to win. Every night he guards the opponent's toughest player. There we have Boston Pearson hitting a three-pointer there. And then again, it's Marquise again, looks like a steal, and Boston gives it up to him for a layup. We're playing pretty unselfish basketball now, and you can always check that when you look at the assists. And when you're into double-digit assists and guys are giving it up freely, it really makes it fun for everybody, and everybody scores and really does some good stuff. But again, there's Marquise getting a ton of deflections and really getting things going for us on the break. Lake Buena Vista is actually where Disney World is, I believe.
I was going to say, that was a home game for them.
Yeah, so kind of a home game. They had some players that were pretty good. And it was tough for us because they're coming out of their backyard and we're traveling 900 miles, however far it is. Logan Thrapp with the 3 there. He's really been shooting it well as we've continued here. Now, next game. Monsignor Farrell. It's a Catholic school in Staten Island, New York. They won the state championship in New York last year. So I don't know what level or division. I don't really understand New York basketball. But I did understand they had some guys that could play. And we knew that it would be tough going in. And it was one of those games that you got your money's worth if you came to the game. It was pretty much close all game. There's, again, Logan Thrapp hitting yet another 3. But it was a back-and-forth game. We're up 1 here in the second quarter. Marquise kind of attacking the rim that he does so well. Braylon Dyer getting up in a passing lane and stealing it. And again, second quarter, a 1-point game. As we get into the third quarter, they got up on us a little bit. Here they're up 8. Boston Pearson with the nice block there. I think they had it to 10 and down 10 in the third quarter. And our kids just didn't quit. Giant 3 by Marquise Long off the assist from Logan Thrapp. And then Alex Stokes getting up in a passing lane and coming up with a steal. At this point, it's a 5-point game in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, we did have the last shot of the game. It didn't fall, but we fell short. But I was really proud of the effort. And then finally, the third place game. It was Faith Christian Academy, which they had some guys, and we could tell from warm-ups and looking at some film. They played us all zone, and I don't think that was a good idea by them. There you can see Braylon hit a 3 there. We did some things to try to speed the game up. We turned them over. There's Logan Thrapp, navigating through traffic, a block and a steal by Alex. And we just want to get that ball going. And Logan does a great job of that with his head up, looking to throw it ahead. Another steal by Marquise Long. I feel like he's had 20 steals in the last 5 minutes of watching his highlights, and that's kind of who he is. See Parker Iden and Braylon Dyer with a trap, a steal. And Braylon's our second leading scorer, and he's really been getting it done for us in a lot of different ways.
Where was Faith Christian out of?
They're Florida as well. They were a Florida, I think maybe a Tampa area. But, there was an Ohio school. There were a couple Florida schools, a New York school, Chicago Christian, a school out of Chicago, Illinois. So there were 2 schools from California, not in our bracket, but they bring them in from all over the United States, which is kind of nice. So, again, there's Marquise hitting a big 3. As I said, he's averaging about 17 a game, and he's doing it on all 3 levels, which is exciting. Another 3-pointer by Logan Thrapp, leading the league in assists and leading us in 3-point shooting, and we're able to beat Faith Christian by 16. So finished the Florida trip 2-1. Took third place. Would have liked to play for the championship. Ironically enough, it would have been against North Ridgeville from North Royalton.
The Cleveland area.
From the Cleveland area. So we got to drive all the way to Florida to potentially play each other, but it didn't work out that way because we weren't able to get the win. But North Royalton did win it all, but they're a very, very good Division I school in Ohio as well. So was happy with the experience, was happy with our record, and I think it was some good competition. So it'll get us ready for the second half of the season with some of our non-conference games and a really tough league schedule coming up.
Okay, very good. We'll come back and we'll wrap it up with Jamie Pearson. We'll do that right after these words. once again on the Coach's Corner program. This is the segment where we talk to one of the players, and Jordan Traft will join me for this segment. First of all, how'd you enjoy Florida?
I really liked it. We went 2-1. The competition down there is good, and like my coach said, we played a Division I school, so there's competition everywhere, and I'm thankful for the chance to go down to Florida and play and get the opportunity to go to Universal and travel, see other competition.
I didn't mention this with Coach Pearson, but just kind of talk a little bit about the bonding experience and having a chance to really kind of hang out as a team together for almost a week.
Yeah. When you're with your teammates for 4 days, you definitely get the team bonding aspect. I like to hang out with everyone on the team. I would go with different groups and go to Universal or stay in the hotel and go to the water park. It was just a fun experience. Very fortunate to be a part of that.
All right, talk a little bit about your basketball experience.
Well, I've started varsity for 3 years now, and I've transferred from Olentangy, but so far my experience has been great with Coach Pearson. I feel like I'm definitely taking my my point guard experience and skills to the next level.
Every once in a while when somebody comes into a new school district, I always ask them, what that is like. Tough high school student moving in, talk a little bit about how the team's kind of embraced you and what you've maybe done to kind of get to know the guys.
I've known some of the starters like Marquise Long and Braylon Dyer from playing AAU with them. So that, is definitely, it was definitely pretty easy because fortunate to have a coaching staff that really helps me.
Okay. Coach Pearson mentioned you're one of the leaders in assists. Is that maybe your strong suit and what you enjoy is trying to find that open guy?
I would say that I'm definitely a pass-first point guard, but I can still create for myself off the dribble. So I definitely we have a lot of scorers on our team, like Marquise Long, Braylon Dyer, Trey Caddy, all seniors, and they can all shoot the ball. So I definitely can take the role of facilitating.
Good. Kind of talk a little bit about the start of the season. We're almost to the halfway point of the season already. Just kind of talk a little bit about the start that Harding has gotten off to.
Our record is 7-2. I feel like, we got a big game coming up, Pleasant, tomorrow. So we just got to continue to do what we've been taught. For me especially, we've been playing since the summer, so I definitely have months of experience with this team, so just need to come together and win.
Have you kind of set any either personal goals or team goals for yourself?
I would like to lead the league in assist.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep dishing off. Hopefully the guys will keep making shots, and you can do that. Jordan, appreciate you being on this segment. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Be back with more on our Coach's Corner program right after these words.
Welcome to Harding Telecom Digital Media. Unlike television, print, and radio media, which are all one-way communications, digital media creates an interconnected world of interactive communications that puts you in control of content creation and broadcasting. As a member of Harding Telecom, we have 3 ways of building your digital media skills. As an underclassman, you can take our semester-long class, Intro to Video Editing, where you'll be introduced to the latest hardware and software in digital media. Learn to create your own content with overlays, special effects, and audio processors. Your content will only be limited by your imagination. Telecom 1 is a year-long class that introduces you to the world of audio-video broadcast communications. Here you will learn how to operate video hardware and software, design sets, direct and produce events, and expand your editing capabilities broadcasting online and over our public access television channel. You will learn to produce daily news announcements and share your creations throughout our cable television and social media networks. Finally, Telecom 2 is our year-long class available for upperclassmen who have completed the prerequisite Telecom 1 class. Here you will produce and direct your own broadcast events. You will be put in charge of productions and lead other students through the introductory processes of media production. Many of our telecom graduates have gone on to study broadcast media in college and launched careers as television news and weather personalities, Emmy-winning editors for nationally syndicated television shows, and audio production engineers. So don't hesitate to schedule Harding Telecom Digital Media. Talk to your guidance counselor or see Mr. Mullins in room 201.
Back once again on the Coach's Corner program, and Coach, you talked about tough league game schedule this week with the Thursday night game and then a Saturday night game.
Yeah, we go Thursday, Saturday. Both teams are seeing for the first time. We go over to Pleasant. The last time we were over to Pleasant, they beat us. So, I know it makes their year anytime. Any of our county schools, when you can beat each other, I think it really puts a feather in your cap, and it's something that the kids all play for, the bragging rights. Obviously Ben Snively's been doing it as long as anybody in our league, an excellent coach. They have a group of seniors that, with Booker and Smith and King and I'm Snively, his son plays. They just have a bunch of kids that have been playing a lot of varsity basketball. So we expect it to be a classic Marion County showdown. They really shoot the ball well, and of course they're led by Trey Booker, who's one of the top players in Marion, one of the top players in Columbus, one of the top players in the state. It wouldn't surprise me if he was a first-team All-State selection this year, because I know he's been All-State several years, can score in a variety of ways, and Coach Snively will have a plan ready to slow us down, and so we expect it to be a good game, and it'll be an exciting crowd, and I'm excited for the community and the kids and everybody that'll be involved with it on Thursday.
And then 48 hours, turn it around with a home game against Ontario.
Yeah, and Ontario has a new coach. Boy, the first game of the season, I saw their score. They were playing Ashland Crestview, and it was 104-97. And I'm like, what's going on? And it was regulation. It wasn't overtime. So, anytime a new coach is hired in the league, you don't know what their style is. In some cases, you might have some familiarity with them. But when I saw that score, I'm like, what are we getting ourselves into here? So I have mostly been focusing on Pleasant, have looked at them a couple times, just seeing other opponents, and they play really hard. They got a couple guys can really play. They just like to run and shoot, and so it'll probably be an exciting game for us on Saturday. It'll be good. We've played 9 games, and by the time we play that game, we'll have played 10, and we've only had 2 at home. So I don't know. I like our record, so maybe I want to keep playing it on the road. I'll let you know after Saturday, but I think it'll be good to be back home.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Well, good luck the 2 games this week. Look forward to talking to you again next week this
Yep.
time.
Always appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yep.
It's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Coach's Corner program. For head coach Jamie Pearson, I'm Jeff Ruth. Thanks for watching.